Okay.
Absolutely.
So
I thought when you left, we had agreed on something.
What? Well, yeah, we agreed, but I just wanted to tie it off with the agreement.
Okay.
That's why I wanted the agreement.
Okay.
Are we to assume then that you have a high body count?
Are we?
Well, it doesn't matter, so you should tell us what it is.
If it doesn't matter, why would I tell you?
Well, because it doesn't matter.
No, I would think if it mattered, I would tell you.
Well, if it doesn't matter, why wouldn't you?
Because it doesn't matter.
If I would answer any question that you wanted that didn't matter to me.
No, like when you go to court and like...
Are you in court?
Well, I'm just giving you another example. When someone's asked a question and they're like, irrelevant, it doesn't matter. They don't answer.
Erroneous. Erroneous.
Yeah,
So no, I don't disclose.
You don't, so it does matter?
No, it doesn't. That's why I don't disclose.
You don't disclose because the reputation maybe that comes along with it?
No. It has nothing to do with reputation.
Then if you're not concerned about reputational damage and it doesn't matter, why not just disclose?
If it doesn't matter, why would I? I have no motivation. I mean, I'm sorry. You can keep asking me 10 ways from Sunday.
Okay, well,
I'm not going to disclose.
I'll just ask you this. What's your favorite color?
That's a good question. I would say like wine colored, kind of like a purplish pink or a pinkish purple.
Did that matter?
Yeah, I think what my favorite color is matters, especially if you're like picking out a shirt for me.
Did that matter in the context of the debate?
I don't know.
No, it doesn't matter, right?
Okay.
So, okay, here's one. Do you prefer water in a cup or do you prefer, I don't know, water in a wine glass?
Are you getting me water?
Sure.
Okay, then I prefer it in a wine glass.
Oh, I don't have a wine glass.
Oh, then I guess it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. So you just want it in a cup?
Sure.
Okay.
If that's what you got.
In a cup? So then the preference doesn't really matter?
No.
No. Okay, great.
you're only in a cup.
So if you're willing to disclose preferences that don't matter, why not disclose this one? It doesn't matter.
What reason do I have to?
Because it doesn't matter.
I would think that would be the reason I don't disclose.
That would be the reason you should disclose.
No, I think if it mattered, I would disclose, right? Don't you disclose material information?
I think it would, if it didn't matter, you would have no trouble disclosing something that didn't matter to you.
If I were going to have sex with someone and I had an STD, do you think I should disclose?
Yeah.
Because it matters?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if somebody asked you if you had an STD, would you say no if you didn't? Even though having sex with him, it wouldn't matter?
What?
Like, if you didn't have an STD and you had sex with someone, you're not going to ever transmit them an STD, right? Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter. So wouldn't you just disclose to a person you didn't have STDs?
Wait, that does matter because obviously if I don't disclose, they think that I do.
Right.
So it matters to them.
So then in this case, it does matter for the purpose of something then?
It matters to them, right?
Yeah, this matters to me.
Okay, well.
So disclose it.
I'm not.
Well,
it doesn't matter.
Because it doesn't matter? Mm-hmm. I thought you said you only disclose if it does matter.
Yeah, if it mattered, I would, but it doesn't.
But it does matter. I want to know. It matters.
Well, it matters to you.
For the purpose of this conversation,
yeah,
it matters.
It does. But
so are you going to disclose it?
I don't think that matters that you think it matters.
But you think it matters that the guy...
Well, if I didn't disclose, if he's like, do you have an STD? And I'm like, that doesn't matter. What are we doing? Do you want to have sex?
It's really strange to me that this thing that just means nothing to you is also a thing that you refuse to disclose.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
It doesn't matter. Why would I disclose?
Because it doesn't matter to you.
Exactly.
So why should it matter to disclose it? That's super weird. It makes no sense.
I don't think it's super weird at all.
Okay, well then...
It's just irrelevant.
Let me just follow with this last thing. So can you tell... right? That there is, or do you agree with me that there is reputational damage that comes with women who have a high body count?
Yeah.
Yeah, you agree with that, right? Mm-hmm. So does it stand to reason from my perspective that I would think that you weren't disclosing that because it was really high and it would cause you reputational damage?
I mean, sure, that could be a possible explanation.
I mean, that's a likely one, right?
No, I disagree.
Well, isn't it more likely than somebody saying it doesn't matter, but I'm not going to tell you anyway? Doesn't that seem like it's a more likely explanation than I won't tell you based on the principle of it doesn't matter, so therefore I won't, even though it doesn't matter to me at all.
I just don't. So I guess when we're talking about why you want the disclosure, why is that?
Because I want to see if you're consistent.
Well, so this is just for the purposes of the debate?
Yeah, that's why it matters. I'm checking your consistency, and it's not very consistent. So you're giving me...
I don't think your body count... What are you evaluating?
Well, you're just giving me reason to believe that you're lying to me. That
What am I lying about?
I'll explain. You're giving me reason to believe that based on the fact that you think that having a high body count causes women reputational damage, that if you really thought that this didn't matter, right, I know for sure that you wouldn't be getting any reputational damage by expressing it if you had a very low body count. Okay. However, if you did have a you did have a very high body count, you think that would cause you reputational damage by your own admission. So which is more likely? It seems more likely that you do have one.
Sure, but then you would be like implying that I care.
Well, the only reason I'm implying that you care is because you won't say it.
No.
Yeah, that seems to be the implication.
I disagree.
Well, but the likelihood from my perspective... you tell
me, what is my body count?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
How would I know unless you told me?
Exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Wouldn't...
I assume it's high.
If I just wanted to protect my reputation, wouldn't I just lie? And just be like, you know what, you're right.
You could, but it is the age of the internet where somebody could say, no, that's not true. I slept with her, and another guy's like, and I slept with her too.
I mean, you're really putting stock into the fact that my possible previous partners are watching.
Well, all it would take is the wrong answer.
I would say if I were protecting my reputation, I would just lie. So the fact that I'm not disclosing,
doesn't
say that reputation would be my concern.
You can get caught in a lie. You can't get caught in a non-disclosure.
I think it would be very unlikely for me to be caught.
Giving a false body count?
Yeah, absolutely, because I could just be like, they're lying.
Okay, well...
Of course he's going to try and say, oh, she's lying, it's low. I don't know that guy.
Well, you have children, right?
Child.
A child.
Yes.
So at least one. Right?
Are we sure?
So we know...
Immaculate conception, or maybe artificial insemination.
Right, so we know at least one.
Great.
Are you okay with admitting that it's at least one?
I mean, what does it matter? I mean, clearly, I think you can deduce that.
Yeah, right. We can deduce it.
Yep.
So we can use
at
logic.
Least one.
So we can use logic to deduce the truth of matter. And if it is the case that it doesn't matter, but you're unwilling to disclose. I
don't think it supports that it's just a reputation thing, because then I could just lie and be like, you know what, you're right, Andrea.
Yeah, but you can get caught in lies.
It's too.
And that damages your reputation too.
I could just continue to lie and be like, that guy's lying. He never slept with me.
Yes, and then other people could bring proofs, right?
What?
I don't know. Whatever there are.
What proof is there?
How would I know?
I don't think there's...
I have no idea. It's a very strange standard to say.
I think it'd be weird.
A thing doesn't matter, but I do know that it causes reputational damage if it is high, and I refuse to disclose it even though it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, again, like I said, I think I've told you if I was worried about reputational damage, I would just concede to you and lie.
Do you think it stands to reason that if a man wants to know your body count, it's because they think that you have a bad reputation of sleeping with a lot of different men?
No, I think there can be multiple reasons that someone would want to know your body count. I think, obviously, like you've indicated, a lot of social prescriptions come with like a high body count. But I also think, I also think if you've been with someone a long time, it can just be out of curiosity.
Sure.
Yeah.
And do you think that the stigma associated with reputational damage, a man might want to avoid a woman like that so that they don't end up being associated with that woman's bad reputation?
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
So then it seems like it's a perfectly valid preference to want women who have low body counts.
I think it's weird that men kind of evaluate the quality of their partner.
Oh, no. Women also evaluate women based on how many sex partners they've had.
So when I know you're married. What do you look for? You're a virgin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Virgin.
Yeah. Do you want a romantic relationship?
Do I want a romantic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What would you want that long term?
Long term?
Yes.
Yes.
What would you want from a partner? If you
Virgin.
Is that it? Is there any other qualities you would want for a long-term partner?
No, virgin, like she can be like obese and stuff, but like virgin.
Okay.
Why are you dragging me into this? Why are you dragging me into this?
Moderating. That's not fair.
You're the closest.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
He's married, so obviously it doesn't.
Yeah.
There's not necessarily an assessment of looking for your
Right.
next potential partner.
Yeah.
But so my point.
But let's say my wife died tomorrow.
Okay.
Right.
What would you want in a partner?
I would definitely want a woman with a low body count.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Oh yeah, sure. All the all the normal things that people would look for. A woman who was loyal. She was very kind to me. She was kind to
Loyal,
children.
kind.
She was kind to the elderly.
So kind.
Yeah, kindness matters to me.
Oh, right, but I'm just saying you said kind 3 different ways, so I got it. Loyal, kind.
Loyal, kind. Somebody wasn't wasn't prone to nagging. That would be a big one for me.
Prone to
right?
nagging? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Wait,
would be a big one.
I'm sorry. I did think of one other thing that I do look for is large labia.
No knees.
Large labia.
Big labia.
Yeah. So
Is that labia minor
Audis.
or labia minor?
Both can be large.
Both can be
Yeah.
large.
So Audis, like the wizard sleeve, I actually do prefer large labia.
Are your only conditions like based on their appearance?
No, there's other conditions. Like she has to bow to me. Not
Okay, you're done.
no, literally.
So anyway, these are
Not
like
figuratively.
These are like standard qualities that I think are pretty shared across. you know.
Sure. So I mean, we just named 2 though. Loyal, kind. You said no nagging.
Yeah, no nagging.
Do you
Make my life easier.
Do you view like communication as nagging, or
Yeah.
you think being communicative with your partner is
Yeah,
nagging?
she needs to understand what my needs are.
Okay.
Yeah.
That okay, I guess I'm not sure what nagging is. So yeah, I think we
You don't know what nagging is, really? Wasn't I just nagging you to give me your body count?
Oh yeah, you definitely were.
So then we do know what nagging is.
I guess I'm trying to understand nagging to what your degree. Like if she asks you, will you take the garbage out? And you're like, yeah, I will. And then you don't. Like,
Yeah,
it's
shit
just
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want.
Okay.
I don't want nagging.
No nagging.